Welcome back to the IeSF World Championships here in the lovely city of Busan. I'm DK and this is Sniper, and we're going to get started with our Group B matches. We're up with Finland against Georgia, and we speak about these one-sided events happening at international tournaments. Still the group stages, best of ones, and right now Finland, one of the favorites to potentially win this event. They're 2-0, and unfortunately Georgia is 0-2, so we may be facing another one of those precarious one-sided stories.
I'm not seeing an upset here, unfortunately.
Yeah.
It's going to be a really tough ask for Georgia. Finland, pretty quality outfit, not just in this tournament, but in others around the world. So, yeah, I think Georgia, it's just going to be a good experience for them, and let's see what they can do.
Yeah, I mean, this Finnish team is the team named Havu outside of this tournament, and they've kind of been on the brink, haven't they?
They've definitely been on the rise, that's for sure. Probably the best team to come out of Finland in quite a while, recently taking it to the teams like Renegades in the Star Ladder, so they only just went down, admittedly. So we're looking at quite a quality outfit, one of the top seeds for this event, and coming up against Georgia, like you said, 0-2, on the map of Mirage, a map that Finland are fairly comfortable on. So it's going to be a really tough game here for Georgia.
Yeah, I mean, so just for a bit of context for you, for those of you watching at home, this Finnish lineup has a couple of those core players that actually won the 8th World Championships last year over in Jakarta.
Ents, wasn't it?
Yeah, they were under Ents, and they've got a few of those key players still, and they came up against Tyloo, which at the time might have been the Tyloo of like the year at the time. They were definitely hitting their peak then.
Yeah. I mean, I've versed these guys myself when they were Rockat, so going around from organisation to organisation. But yeah, they're quite sharp, and if you let them get their tail up, or if you give them some self-belief, then they're really hard to put away. So that being said, up against a side like Georgia, they're already going to be pretty confident.
Yeah, I mean, here the Finnish lineup, we do see Khan, Zate, Aleksib, Sergei, and Otto, and here for Georgia we see Josh, Hypnos.
Give me a Georgian
Ford,
accent, let's go.
LC, and Elez. I'd be insulting I'd be insulting everyone, really.
Yeah.
Not just the Georgian. You're the accent man. Give us a Georgian accent.
Well, no, I don't feel like I really need to, because I didn't start the Finnish.
No idea how the Georgian accent kind of sounds.
Well,
it's like a weird eclectic mix of European and a bit Middle Eastern. You can see the confidence there with my high-pitched voice.
You're going, mate. I'm hanging you out to dry.
Well, give us a bit of your Sean Connery, mate. You were practicing that yesterday. He's got a good
Just so you know, I do not practice my Sean Connery. I have my Sean Connery in my arsenal, and I just save it.
What better platform? Give us some analysis how this map will play out. We are going. I think favours probably that dynamic aim of this Finnish lineup, also known as Havu. So this is going to be tough pickings for Georgia. But Sean, what do you think Georgia have to do?
I'm not doing Sean, mate. You can just stick it. But look, I mean, Finland, they're going to come into this really confident, right? So we're going to see pretty much the opposite to what we saw from the Australian outfit against Switzerland.
Sure.
I think Australia didn't really come out of the gates very confident at all. So watch what I mean when I say, like, this could be a real scrap fight. Like, Finland could just be going for angels anywhere. You could see a few knife kills even. It's going to be that bad. We're talking like a top seed up against one of the newer teams, lesser known countries. So yeah, this could look embarrassing.
Yeah, the Finnish are a very proud CS:GO nation
for
there.
real.
So
yep. I mean, they've played CS since the dawn of time. They used to be probably you'd say top 3 in the world, 1.6 team at some points throughout their history. They've had some of the best players in the world. And obviously Natu, one of the most famous commentator, is Finnish as well. So they definitely got the roots there. Yeah. And, these guys up and coming in one of the hardest areas of the world to play Counter-Strike.
Yeah, so there you have it. I mean, let's focus a bit more onto Mirage. I mean, I don't know if this is... I mean, do you want to go on to a bit more of a... I'm not necessarily Puggy style map.
Thinking.
You get like that kind of...
Well, you can't choose Dust 2.
Yeah.
So let's just eliminate that, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, Mirage is one of those middle of the road kind of maps where there's strategy and then there's also the aim duels now. But unfortunately, there's also teamwork, crossfires, all those sorts of things. You need to have set executes. You can't just bully your way into sight time and time again. The CTs can try and read what you're doing and adapt. So this is a really good map for a very structured team, and against a team of no structure, it can just be chaos. So we just need to. It's going to be about Georgia really figuring out how Finland are playing, and if they're able to match the aim here, like we saw in the previous group, where Israel, Swiss, Australia, all pretty much on the same level of aim. So, like, if they can figure it out, I mean, sure, they're in with a chance, right? But I don't think they're going to be on that caliber of aim.
Yeah, I really do struggle to see if Georgia can match it with these Finnish players, but we'll see what happens. Obviously, Zarte really trying to push his own brand there.
Yeah, Zarte, X-Art, you know, it's pretty tough. But, I mean, sometimes you can update that and it doesn't update in game. So I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. These guys are pretty professional.
Yeah, so we do see Elias just straight out onto Tetris there, just not giving too much, being super passive here, the guys on the Finnish side, and just trying to plug away something. The bomb will go down quite quickly, and it looks like they're just going to play for a retake here. We do see Khan, he's super far away, and a nice shot there from Otto onto Iking.
Yeah, Iking. Yeah.
Iking. That's a dangerous one. But Alexiev does manage to find forward with that CZ.
Ucking.
So 3-on-3 situation. Alexiev there down to 5 HP. And nice post-plant positions here for the T's right now. As Alexiev actually manages to find Elias. The trade comes out now. Just down to Josti. And the defuse is coming in. So it's actually working in. And he just actually gives it up on 9 HP.
So, yeah, these Georgian names are going to play havoc with us. But Finland countering that aggressive execute there from Georgia, which is what we want to see. And, you know, it was kind of a close round. So rooting for the Georgian team at the moment. I really hope they can give us a good game. You know, Alexis B, Xart, Korn, I think we're going to opt to call him maybe, or KRN, or Khan. Yeah, forget it. It's Khan. And Otten, you know, these are some class outfit guys. So just I can't wait to see them perform and shine individually.
Yeah, Iking there has spotted one player trying to find a shot with that. But great work from Khan with that MP9 to utilize it over a bit of range there. He's going to get a bit aggressive here. He's got the backup of his team Otto. He's got that UMP. It's a bit more accurate. And just Josti just getting absolutely Shrek there. Is that the Finnish players behind me?
Yeah, really they're having a good laugh, aren't they?
Just
Every kill matters if you finish.
Yeah, they want to be precise with this. They don't want to give anything away. They want to keep that pressure on. And they have a very clean sweep there for the guys on Finland.
Beautiful white hair.
Beautiful white hair.
Ah, it's so good. I used to have hair like that when I was a kid.
Hair like looking directly at the sun.
Oh, well, I wouldn't say.
That wasn't meant to. That sounded a lot ruder than it was meant to.
Yeah, I don't know how that came out. It's more like looking at the moon, that kind of hair, I guess. It's like Luna Lovegood, isn't it? Isn't that?
Oh, yeah. Oh, Luna. What a shame.
Yeah.
So, 5 AKs across the board there. Utility's a little bit lacking,
this,
but they do have full armor.
I like Finland's buy here.
Yeah. Well, it's just what they've just held on to from the last one, right? They're pushing mid again. Hypnos is actually pushing forward short. They're going to get caught out here, but forward does manage to find Sergey, and Korn will take down Hypnos. So it looks like the lacking firepower is reigning supreme, and they're going to get a couple of AKs for their trouble here.
Yeah, the what would you say, the middle control strategy turned into a middle cemetery.
It's not even control, right? It's just they're
trying to
their
get
claim.
Control. Yeah.
And they're like, this is ours, you're not getting it. That's just it.
Yeah, Finland were just like, man, what are you doing? I'm playing here.
I love how every time we go into the mind of a player that we're watching, it always starts with, man.
Man, what are you trying to do? What are you trying to do? Nah, look, to be honest, I don't think that's how a Finnish person sounds.
Yeah.
But I actually met a lot of cool Finnish dudes when at a couple of my majors.
I love the language.
It's horrible.
Yeah. It's like so powerful and aggressive. It's just like, wow, you do not want to go to war like back in the Viking era with these guys.
The Finnish actually have a pretty good history in the wars.
Yeah.
You know that?
Not too good with history, mate.
Okay, well, they actually defeated Russia.
Oh, there you go.
So they're actually pretty scary. Well, obviously, all they did was hold their ground, but they were still pretty scary. Pretty scary stuff.
You say that, and they also defeated Russia as well.
In the group stage.
Yeah, 16-2, very convincingly, actually.
Yep, so, and they're a good outfit as well.
Oh, no, sorry. No.
Was it Russia?
16-12, sorry. 16-12. No, it was Russia.
It was Russia.
16-12,
okay.
yeah. I was looking at the Fire Nation score, which is actually Azerbaijan.
And I was looking at Forge or Fours. I wasn't sure what that was. But
yeah.
Either way, Georgia, they lose the gun round. They're on the eco now.
Zart could just be an absolute meat grinder here. The spray's coming through. Doesn't actually get one. Falls away. Manages to get away with his life there. Bit of a whiff coming through, but he's going to try to get it done now. It manages to get 2 in the end, and the cleanup coming through. And actually doesn't fall. It's actually Korn that falls through.
I love how he just stays alive there. Makes it look like a work of art.
I was just ready to see that the 5-man spray down, really. But
well,
just caught him up a bit off guard.
It's harder to do than it looks, right?
Oh, 100%.
So
I think that's the problem, right? This is what one of our fellow casters back home,
He says he doesn't like playing this game. I love playing this game. He doesn't like playing because he watches so much professional CS, casts so much professional CS. He tries to jiggle peek and do the headshots. A little bit of team damage coming out there to Iking. But yeah, and when he sprays down or does a transfer, it doesn't come off the way the pros do, and he just gets frustrated. He's like, why doesn't it work for me? And he gives up.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, he'll never win anything with that attitude, really. So you got to be in it to win it.
You do. That seems to be the
We're going to go with Zoshti for this one, aren't we? He's going for a bit of a spam. Elaz getting that one through the smoke, and geez, straight back. Otten D straight through the wall. Oh, the smoke rather, in reply.
That works out a little bit of
Alexi B, Otten D. Are we seeing a pattern here? Zart E.
Here's the thing, right? Iking
Sir J. Hey?
Just.
What is this?
Anyway, so it looks like Iking's just kind of raining through. He's made his way up through connected. No one knows he's here, but it looks like they've technically got mid control, but they're not gaining anything from it.
It actually looks good so far. So we just got to see how the rest of this round plays out.
He's just a lone wolf in there. He's going to get caught out here. He's trying to get advanced.
His teammates flashed for a bit of territory gain. I'm not sure if he made a footstep there, but here we go. His position is definitely going to be known now. And the Finnish team just starting to collapse around.
Yeah, he's got so much territory. He's made his way so deep. He's actually come full circle back towards that A bomb site, but he hasn't really gotten too much done there. Finland this is just supreme confidence, right? IeSF does manage to find Iking, does get a frag for all that lurking that he did, but Otten D will take him out with the open circuit. We'll finish up onto Hypno, so this is just absolutely clinical right now. This is
what we expected.
No insult to the Georgian guys, but this is a bit of a warm-up for Finland, isn't it?
I mean, definitely.
They're doing whatever they want.
Yeah, but, you don't always frag well when you go into a server, You've still got to have your own game and game plan, and you've got to be able to aim still. And, I mean, these guys are really experienced, sure, but... sometimes you can just jump in a server and, do something in the bed.
What?
Well, I'm not going to say it. It'd be uncharacteristic of the Finnish team to do that, but the Georgian team...
It's the same thing in the bed. It's the same thing the creek is made of when you're up without a paddle, right?
Yes.
Yeah. All right, I'm with you. So I was on another planet there.
Yeah,
that was a lot.
You got lost in the headlights.
That was not clean, but not as dirty as I thought it was.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm trying to be professional, Danny.
Let's see if he can do one better than Zart did over towards the B upstairs. Sprays one down, gets a second, and there you have it. There's that clinical Finland finish that we like to see. Sergey will clean it up and drop the bomb carrier. Now it's just down to forward, who gets his face found by Sergey, who picks up a nice 3K there. And this is just absolutely, they can't find an answer right now. But it is still kind of early days, 6-0. We'll see what they can do.
Yeah, I mean, look, to be honest, I mean, it's quite tough to go through this game and expect Georgia to be able to bring it to such a class outfit. So we're going to give them, we're going to hype them up a little bit. But at the end of the day, we just want to see some pretty good CS. Unfortunately, that execute didn't plan out too well for them. Alexi B pretty much says maybe you should try that site instead, as he mops them coming through a smoke. So it's just one of those things. Georgia will be able to look back on that round in particular and just learn from their mistakes there. But here we go, an aggressive play from Finland. This will be really frustrating for Georgia if they don't expect it. I feel like he'd, I
think Josh spotted him there, so Alexi's not going to take any risks.
Yeah, it's quite
not as disrespectful.
It's not complete disrespect, that's dead right. But I mean, at the end of the day, you don't want to do #Australia, right?
That's a nice nade.
Yep. Ooh, double nade. Look at that teamwork.
So Alexi backing up his mate Sergey, but it looks like he will double back and get towards those abs as they are already out.
Find a bomb plant. Well, that's handy. 3 vs 4 situation. It's actually possible here if they can just hold on. Okay, he gets spammed down, possibly through a smoke. That's always less than ideal. Hypnos gets caught out of position, trying to take a long-range peek. And look at that. Finland just collapsed back onto the site. Make it look too easy.
Hypnos had it onto, I believe it was Sergey, on towards short there. And we really need to land those shots, right? I was just kind of peppering away, tapping.
At the same time, he opened himself up to every angle. So, it was quite a tough one for him. And Georgia actually don't look too impressed about playing this game, do they? They're just like, there's no way out of the groups. Why are we even playing this game?
No, I don't think that's the case. I think they're still thriving through. But right now, it might be a bit of pressure. And
they need to fire up.
We see the double ops coming up, so we'll see if they get aggressive with these two or not.
Need to see the passion in the belly.
Yeah, they do. They need
fire in the belly.
A lot of fire in the belly to try to take on Finland. Dang. We'll see if Zart goes towards that B apps area and gets aggressive.
Work.
And that nade once again. This might find something. Sergey just finding forward with the molly and then getting Iking with that AK. It's a 4-on-3 now, and they're just going to force their way. They're just going to get super aggressive and try to take these aim duels and see if something can happen, because the executes are not working right now. The flash wonderfully done. Sergey is just having a field day on this site. Just as I say that, Elaz will end his life for this round. And now he needs to find the second. He does so indeed, just down to Josti. He's up against 2 orbs. You can see the shadow. He knows exactly where he is. He's just not going to peek that line. But try to take the 2, gets a bit of damage.
That was so crucial.
And now he's going to get named. Oh, no. Gets down to 7, but he will get finished off with that P2K.
Okay.
And 8-0.
Now I'm a little bit worried.
A little bit.
I'm starting to see like 16-0. I don't want to curse it. In fact, yeah, I do. I don't want to see a 16-0. I don't want to see that. But it's looking pretty bad at the moment. I mean, the aim for Georgia there just wasn't on point. That was a definite opportunity, 1 versus 2 against 2 AWPers. You see the shadow, you know the whereabouts of one. The other guy starts running in. You know they're both there, not necessarily both AWPing, but...
You got to wonder at this stage now with the double AWP, right? They're having no issue with these rifles locking down these bomb sites. Is this just a bit of a practice to see what kind of setups they come up with now at this stage?
For
with double AWP?
Finland?
For Finland, yeah.
No, I mean, look, the double AWP is just a meat grinder, like we were saying, for... take the long-range duels because that's what they want. They just want the one-shot kill, no fear. They're peeking everything, you know, and they're good enough to do it. So, you know, you got these 2 guys locking down, one locking down middle, one locking down A or B, and then it's up to just these guys to scrap it out.
Oh, Alexi needs to go down. The fact that he's still alive is not good. He can see the pixel coming through, but can't find anything. Manages to get a lot of damage. Yeah. And Zart will find one with that molly.
Yeah, so I mean, look, it looked bad, but Georgia made it really tough for him, I'll be honest. But it was really nice of him to avoid the flashbangs and so on. The boost coming out from Korn, getting that nice boost, really causing a bit of havoc. Zart just everywhere with the AWP. Georgia just got nothing. This is nowhere they can go.
They're just pegged right now. They've got no answers, and Zart will find...
Collat.
That was a pistol collat, was it?
Collat
There you have it. Wow.
He's like, was that a collat? Yes.
They don't sound like that.
This is my Finnish accent. I don't even know where that came from. But that was my version of satire, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, well, there you have it. Ooh. Here we go. Georgia calling a timeout at this stage. Just maybe having a bit of a laugh about it. Well, I mean, what do you say?
What do you say? You say, guys, it's do or die. We're 9-0 down. What can we do? Look, I'm glad they're taking a tactical timeout. You know, you don't want them to just go through this half
write it off
and just be like, it doesn't matter. This is them giving it everything they've got, and you can't criticize that.
Yeah, they're giving themselves a chance. The AWP is out on forward. We'll see what they can do. Once again, lacking a little bit in utility, but we'll see what they can come up with. We haven't seen too much in terms of executes with the nades as of yet.
Oh, yeah, we did. They just got shut down. Remember Alexi B? That was a full A execute with smoke grenades and everything, but they just got slaughtered.
I thought they were just coming out of the pushing through that smoke.
No,
they threw their smokes?
They threw their smokes, and then the CTs threw counter smokes, and then Alexi B just started spamming it.
Well, there you have it. I didn't even notice.
Well, I mean, it's not your job to notice, Danny. I get paid a lot of money just to sit here and notice things, so...
I'm glad you're here, mate.
Yeah, it's just good that I'm doing my job.
So
in between the memes, that's what I do.
The bomb... Just there, Otten D is getting a bit curious with that LWP, but I don't think he knows. Hypnose is out towards mid, but he's a bit keen, just holding that line.
Super keen.
Yeah. Might see if Hypnose gets a little bit curious towards that left side. Might get an easy frag here. Nonetheless, looks like the bomb is still kind of sitting towards T-spawn.
I've never noticed when you're zoomed in with the AWP, you can't see the radar.
No, you can.
Okay, it's just us.
Not there. Yeah.
Oh, that's unfortunate. I don't need that to know what's going on.
Yeah, the radar's always there.
It does look like middle control is going to form up into this A split as they smoke and molly off short. Sergey and Alexi B with a stunning crossfire there.
Yeah.
And Korn, he wants kills. There we go, he found one.
Yeah, he wants to join the party.
He was desperate for one, and then he finds one. Forward now, all three. Let's see if this AWP was worth it. No, it wasn't. So unfortunately, just completely outmatched there in aim.
Yeah, that's a real shame, right? He doesn't even really get an opportunity with that AWP and just gets shut down as the last man, getting pincered by 2 other AWPs. So... what are you? All right, I'm giving you like $1 million to coach this team per year, and this is happening right now. What do you do?
Okay, I'm coaching this team for $1 million.
Georgia, this is, yes.
Yeah, I sacrificed a bit of my salary, just out of the generosity and kindness of my own heart. Yes, of course. And maybe donate it to someone less fortunate.
Is that how Dire Straits' the team is?
That's my coaching strategy.
The finances of
I
your
need
salary.
to deal with my guilt for taking so much money from this organization and getting no results. But look, that being said, Georgia, they're just not in it at the moment.
I mean, we'd like to see something promising, something with a little bit of hope to give some light.
They're kind of doing something new at this point. You've got the 4 players over towards the B site waiting for aggressive picks. Once the smoke goes, we should see a trade kill onto Zart. I think Zart's going to get one and get away.
Actually.
Weeks the shot. He'll re-peek, though, because he's good enough. And then we've got KRN, who's just going to be there Khan. What a name, mate. You're really hanging us out to dry in the English-speaking world.
Carr.
Carr?
That was Spanish.
Dude,
But Zart manages to get it. He's picked a couple times now. The fact he got away with one, they got to know that AWP is there. But just trying to get an angle, maybe thinking he go back to something more passive.
Yeah.
Managed to get 2, so that is not really disciplined enough from the guys from Georgia. They need a bit more if they're going to get a couple of rounds off this outstanding finish lineup. Forward manages to find one onto Sergey, and it is a 3-on-3 situation. They have one molly left. Eli's just watching that short position, but he's not going to find too much action as Otten D is just going to AWP way through the wall. Doesn't find too much, but they don't know Korn's advan here. Eli is looking the complete wrong way. Tries to get the spray down through the wall. Doesn't do too much damage. Takes him down to half health. And should be able to finish off the frag, but Eli's actually manages to get him down. And Otten
missing a
D
lot of AWP
just lock it
shots.
down. Yeah, I think maybe just getting a little bit complacent. Maybe they're talking about something else a bit too much. It's a 3-on-2 now. This is the opportunity to kill the dream for Finland.
So here we go. Yeah, this is the opportunity to get a round on the board. Alexi with a nice little lurk kill onto Josti. As we see 2 versus 2. Can't really tell where the players are, but it's a nice crossfire on the B side. One from the big pillar to the couch. And now just needs to hit his shots.
Yeah, they know exactly where he's giving himself away. The bomb it's got the one thing he's got for him, but Otten D will finish that off. So, I mean, that was just clinical. I mean, I can feel the calmness coming out of Alexi and Otten D. They had no doubt they weren't going to take that back.
I mean, I think it was... They just want to keep the dream alive.
Yeah.
So...
Yeah. Indeed they do. I've been there, buddy. That frustration.
Yeah, I know exactly.
No answers.
I mean, I've never been 16-0, unlike Renegades, but, you know, I can feel where he's coming from, maybe.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Let's not go too much onto that tangent. The double AWP setup, Otten D is close to 16k, obviously having a lot of money, going 11-0. So that's not going to be too much of a factor going to the latter part of this first half. Couple of AKs out for the guys on Georgia. And utilities across
I like
the court.
this. I like this. They're setting up for an A execute yet again, even though it didn't work previously. And like I was saying in the Australian game, like you just got to try stuff that doesn't work. You just got to have faith that you're doing the right thing, and it was just the execution that didn't pan out. So for Georgia here, I mean, depending on what smokes they throw, they've got a player close underneath the balcony, one on the staircase, and an AWPer in the CT spawn. So if they can throw the right smokes and the right Molotovs, it'll isolate the player underneath the balcony, and then they can deal with the other two accordingly one at a time. So at this point, it's pretty obvious what they're going to do now. They've left it a little bit late now. Iking's just running up dry, which, I mean, has worked out pretty well, but unfortunately unable to get a pick from it. And here comes the frag show from the Finnish superstars.
That's the best way to put it, right? Forward, he could spot the head at the bottom there, but Sergey just a bit too sharp, finding him through the woodwork.
Yep.
And yeah, what can you say about this game, really?
What can you say? Well,
There's
you
not
can
much
just
to
say that there's no way that Georgia will ever get better unless they verse people like
thank
this.
God you've got more.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to just full stop them like, wow,
Unless they
that's rude,
continually
that's BM.
diverse people like this
Yeah,
and learn from
absolutely.
the experience.
Here we have it. I think this Deagle round, we might see something a bit aggressive, a bit more confidence coming to it. Not too much to lose, you know. A couple of nades out there. They do have their armor. Alexip, he might get caught out if he gets a bit too aggressive, but he's going to fall back to the next execution. He's going to spray through, might find a bit of damage there. Manages to find one. He gets traded out by Hypnos to the head with a dig, but these players are falling quicker than they are pushing. Iking down on 11 health. Josh just trying to find something. He's managed to push his way up short, and he might be able to find Zart, who's probably scoped in towards that middle part. But 2 on 4 right now, and it looks like Finland are just super clinical right now.
So Iking's in the middle of nowhere, unfortunately, so gets taken down, and it's actually looking like it could possibly be a 16-0.
Yeah, it looks like it. They will have that opportunity when they come to the pistol, but it's still early days. They got the guns out now. They did get that one frag with the Deagle, so maybe they can do a bit more. 13-0, time goes down. You know, is there a point to call another timeout at this stage?
Well, at this stage, probably not. I mean, they obviously know what they want to do
them.
from the previous timeout.
Yeah.
They might even save them for the next half. What happens if Georgia come out with a really strong defense that we haven't seen before? So, I mean, not going to completely eliminate it, but it's going to be really tough for them. But the pistol round, they definitely have a chance to get a frag, you know, get a round on the board.
Yeah, we have seen a couple of one-sided matches in the early stages of this tournament, showing the class differences of these nations competing at the 9th IeSF World Championships. But this may probably be the most one-sided of all. I have not yet witnessed such an outclassing by Team Alexip, just getting a bit disrespectful there, going all the way forward. And yeah, not finding too much there, taking a bit of damage, more than he gave out to Joshi on 60 HP. And he has he's cottoned on there. That's probably not the best of ideas to push main at that time.
Well, let's just see. This is it. It's a 5 versus 5. We've got a gun round. We've got a couple rounds left. Just everything's falling to bits here. They've got...
now they have to worry about him.
Yeah, well, it's pretty obvious now it's going to be an A attack. And the whole... Look at that. Shooting each other now for sport. And it's a bit of a turkey shoot, unfortunately.
It is. Unfortunately the case. But, hopefully they'll watch this back and... when it is this lopsided, it does come down to the fact that, see, they're having a laugh about it now. There's not much. The scratch and the ironic laugh coming out from one of the Georgian players. At this stage, that's all you can take away from it. I mean, they can't really be that awkward. This is a very high class, maybe not necessarily the top world class, but this is a very, very experienced team.
You mean Finland?
Yes.
Yeah, it's tier 2, very top echelon of tier 2. So.
Yeah.
They're a number 1 seed. Oh, not sorry, number 1, but they're a tier 1 seed coming into this event with the 3 other teams, and they're just really. We knew from the outset this would be a tough game from Georgia. Georgia's done a pretty good job. It hasn't been a complete landslide every single round, but unfortunately they just haven't been able to finish the job.
Yeah, that being the case. Now it's down to IeSF to see if it can take on this 3-1 situation. Maybe it can do something interesting, just turn it on foot. But the bomb is dropped in the most awkward of positions. He's got a single smoke, and the minute he fires a shot, they're going to know exactly where he is. And we've seen how good Alexei but not on DR. Even Sergey is having his moments. These guys are all just fighting all cylinders. Needs to get this spray down. That was the opportunity he has to take him to a 1. Finds one. The other player is low, but not on D. That is the benefit of having that AWP on low health. You only need 1 bullet, and they have a 15-0. They need to win this pistol. For pride, I guess. To say that they'll win the pistol and bring it back to OT would be a huge stretch of the imagination.
Oh, definitely.
So
I mean...
they just need to get that scratch on the board.
Exactly. And I mean, the pistol round is one of the most even rounds there is now because of the way that the Glock has been buffed and the USP is great long range. You don't get much ammo with it. So, yeah, this is it. This is Georgia's chance. Let's get around on the board and hopefully everyone can get behind it.
All right, they need to lock it down. I mean, what does Finland do? They just try to end it? Do they just try to rush a site to put it all out of misery, or just play a default and just really try to play
I think Finland should just go for a Glock train somewhere. They got to just hide everything that they've got ready for the other teams. I assume they're going to play Mirage quite often, so here we go. So just Alexei B straight into the fire.
Yeah, this is
really nice.
Giving a bit too much freedom, but forward finds opening. Frank gets straight out straight away, so it's a 4-on-4 now. And do make their way onto that site there. He needs to get the frag through the vent, but he doesn't get too much sun. He actually finds Khan, so here we go. Round 4, he needs to find this frag. Alexei is so low. Actually managed to get one onto Icky. Oh, really should have gotten away with that frag, but Elias manages to find one. 2-on-2.
Oh, man, this is it. It's going to happen here.
Indeed, if he gets away with this, he'll be a thief in the night, just breaking all the hearts of the Georgians. They need to get this round. But he has quite a bit of time left to play, and the bomb is in his hand. Look how far away these players are. I mean, Elias is making his way down short, but
no defuse kit, though.
He spotted him.
It's Eagle, though. I mean, that's probably the worst gun you want in this situation.
Oh, there you have it.
Woo!
They get 1, and the cheers come out. He's not too happy.
How can they just, like...
But they stopped it. They stopped the proverbial 16-0. I mean, that got a lot closer than it should have.
Would it be a Finnish plow? The Havu plow? Can we use that for these guys? I mean, it still is regardless. Georgia with the timeout. They've got 14 rounds left to come back. They're just trying to stretch this out now.
Yeah, that's not that long, really.
This is like, in a League of Legends game or something where you just pause it just before you get the throne at the end. Like, it's like, hey guys, check this out. Oh, one player has a problem, like.
Well, let's not count this out. I mean, these Finnish guys are very sharp, but if they buy into this and leave nothing at home, these guys can string together potentially, 2, 3, 4 rounds.
It's all about salvaging pride now at this point for the Georgians. So, I mean, look, to be honest, the Finnish guys have got a great sense of humor about it.
What do you mean?
They're just taking it with a grain of salt. They were 15-0 up. Now it's just 15-1. And you can just really see they're embracing this game.
Yeah,
they're not buying up into it. They're just going to have the P250s. And you know what? We've actually seen quite often this pull-off.
Yeah, absolutely. We know how sharp these guys can be. 4 rifles across the board. Josh, you're there with the UMP. A little bit of utility as well. A couple of FAMASs there on these guys. So we'll hopefully see that second round for Georgia and Finland. I mean, if they get away with these P250s, that's just going to be so disheartening for the Georgians, isn't it?
Well,
I mean, you really can't. I mean, they've got nothing
I was going to
invested.
say, like, it's already disheartening for the Georgians, but they're going to give it their best shot. And if you lost this round, it would just break the hearts and minds of all their fans.
Yeah.
So, especially probably the players themselves would be quite upset. But Josti with a stern defense takes down Sergej.
Sergej.
99%
sure it's Sergej, but it might not be the case. Alexia manages to find one. There you go. Korn finds another. Iking just trying to salvage that pride, but it's 3-on-3, and Ottendi does have a FAMAS, which gets stolen away from Iking. And Zard actually manages to find him. So this is getting a lot closer than it needs to be. And they've lost a lot of these guns, which is going to make that
luckily for
third
us,
one hard.
Elaz has been a bit of a rock for the Georgian side. So it's up to Zart now to salvage something from this round.
Yeah.
He can be the final nail in the coffin here for Finland to defeat Georgia 16-1.
Oh, it's that FAMAS there. Just not taking the spray. Gets the burst away.
Yeah. That's bad. A lot of pressure on Hypnos now. 27 left. What's he going to do? Show me what you got, Georgia. Nice.
There you have. So they get the second, but they lose 4 guns.
Imagine we see like a 15-15. Are they going to crack? Are they going to crack a smile at that point?
Could you imagine? Well, actually,
could I imagine? Well, literally just happened.
Interesting that when we're talking about that China-Finland final at the 8th World Championships last year in Indonesia, I believe they got to like 15-8 Finland against the old Chinese team, Tailu.
Yep.
And it got to like, I think they ended up winning 16-13. And then the second one was a similar scoreline.
Wow.
They do have a little bit of trouble. It has been a whole year. And in CSGO time, that's like 10 years. Hopefully they've gotten rid of those niggles of that white line fever. But maybe that might be the case.
If you're struggling to close it out against Georgia at this point, then I'm a bit concerned for the rest of the tournament. The issue I have is that we have to pronounce their names for the rest of the tournament.
Their names aren't... Josti really gets me, and Iking.
Yeah, well, I mean...
Oh, Sergej.
Probably won't have to pronounce those for much longer at this rate. I mean, the guns are back. Finland's ready. They've got all the money in the world. Josti here, look at that, just saying I'm not going to go down without a fight. Alexi B, unfortunately, gets a great entry onto the B site. So it's going to be really difficult to retake anywhere here. Oh, it's just such a huge numerical advantage for Finland. And that's all she wrote.
There you have it, 16-2. They've done one before, and that was against Fire Nation of Azerbaijan, and they're 2-16-2. So obviously very comfortable in their group and will go through undefeated. And, no disrespect to the teams that they've played, but unchallenged, really.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, Finland, quality outfit. A bit of a... Their group was pretty easy from the outset. Obviously, they're the Tier 1 seed. And just once they decimated the Tier 2 seed, you knew what was going to happen after that. So, unfortunately, Georgia, they bow out 0-3. But, look, promising stuff here from Finland. I mean, this is a very clinical effort. Probably the best we've seen, considering MVP gave up a lot of rounds against Romania and Australia, obviously losing that map to Switzerland. These look the goods out of the Tier 1 seeds. These guys have got it.
Yeah, definitely. But, I mean, you've spoken about this before, where if a team gets a too simple a run through the group stages or through the preliminary rounds, it might come back to haunt them.
Yeah, it can be a detriment, obviously, because you haven't really had to reach deep into that pocket and pull something out. You've just walked on through into this quarterfinals or whatnot. And yeah, I mean, it can be a detriment sometimes, but an outfit like Finland, I don't think that's the case.
Yeah, I think that will be very convincing. So they'll top the group 3-0 with 2 16-2s in there. I mean, I ask you this every time we see a bit of a lopsided map, but Georgia, what can they think about on the plane home?
I mean, look, there's definitely things to take out from that. I mean, just get back to the drawing board. Don't give up, and anything is possible. I'm pretty sure an Australian team has been decimated that badly before and still come back.
Yeah, so they have it. Wise words from Ian Sniper Turner. And if that game was a little bit too quick for you, never worry. We have plenty more CS action coming from the 9th World Championships for the IeSF here in Busan. We'll be back after this break.